All right, so I think I got a message for for humanity in my dream. But I've got to start off back on a couple of stories here when I did ayahuasca. I think it was in 2019, yeah, on August maybe, I don't remember. And I did it twice, a few weeks apart. And the first time I did it, it was an amazing experience, and I was shown a few lessons and things, and it was just a really cool thing. And it's supposed to last 5 or 6 hours. For me, it lasted like freaking, I think it was like 12 hours, like from 8 at night to 8 in the morning. And the next day, because you're awake all night, you can't really sleep on it. You groggy and just like recovery the next day. So if you do it, you need to plan for the next day to be off and just recover. And then I did it a second time. And then, by the way, one of the lessons in the first one I should just mention, you don't have to physically say something bad about somebody. You can think it and never say a word, and it has just as much power, if you will, than as if you said it. So be aware of that. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you think about other people. Things like that. Second time I did it, before I even did it, like I'm pouring it in this little flask, nice perfect measurement, and I'm going, I'm just not feeling like I should do this tonight. I got the day off of work the next day, which I had a day job back then, and I'm like, yeah, just not feeling good about this. I don't think I should do it tonight. But I'm like, but you got the day off tomorrow. You probably, it's a 3-day weekend. You should. I'm like, yeah, maybe I already poured it. Let me just do it. So I drank it. It tastes absolutely horrible. I mean, awful. And as soon as I drink it, I'm like, I didn't quite make as much as I did last time. So if this stuff doesn't kick in, I'm not gonna just go get a little bit more. Like, I'm done. Maybe I'll dream tonight or something. I go, no, I'm not doing it. And so I'm sitting in bed waiting, and just have this kind of a bad feeling, just kind of a little bit of dread. And then I feel it coming on. I go, oh crap! I really don't want to do this. I wish I didn't do that. Like, too late. Now you have to deal with it until it gets out of your system. It could be hours and hours and hours. And so I'm sitting there, and you're tired because it's nighttime typically when you do it. And you want to close your eyes, but you will wake back up. You'll be on a journey, but in your third eye, but you will wake back up and go, oh, I'm back in my bed, and still be on it, and seeing visual things and whatever. So I'm sitting there like, I just want to close my eyes for a second. And as I do that, I feel like whatever is trying to pull me in hard. I'm like, oh, no, I don't like that feeling. I don't know what they want to show me. No thanks. I don't like this one. I don't like this. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay awake. I'll stay awake all night. I'm not gonna try to close my eyes and go into la la land. No way. So I'm sitting there again, like, oh, just close your eyes for a second. Just rest your eyes for a minute. Boom, I'm gone. It pulls me in, and I'm like in outer space is all I can describe it. I don't know really where I was, but it just looked like outer space to me. And I see this gigantic structure in the shape of like a screw, like a corkscrew, where it winds, it has threads, But it's bigger than any skyscraper you ever saw. It's taller, it's wider, it's bigger in every way. And there's like these rows upon rows of these light pods, like these little pod of light, eggs almost. But I get this like knowing those are like souls. All of them are children, pretty much. And they're lost souls. They've never experienced love. Most of them, I would say, didn't know what love was, didn't have a family structure at all, didn't have, it was like they were born and then, boop, off you go to, what happens, bad stuff. And so they never would have a family. They don't even know what a family is, And I just get like all this knowledge, knowing without being shown that or spoken about that. So I just get this information, and I'm realizing they're stuck here, they're trapped here because they don't know anything, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, they just need to go to the light, like go move on. And I go, I'll do it, I'll move you, like I'll get you to pass through, you know, to pass on to the other side, so to speak. But first, I want you to feel what love feels like before you go, you know, because then I won't be able to do it. So like, I want you to feel what love feels like, and then I'll free your souls. And this energy comes out of like my stomach area, this like beam of energy right to them, and it hits them all. And they feel it and they get it, and it's just this new experience for them because they've never felt it ever. And off they go. And I free their souls, and then boom, I'm back in my body. Like I'm back out of the trip, and I'm like sitting in my bed, like I'm back. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder why I felt so horrible. And it was just like this feeling of like dread, and just like before I went into that, you know, that bad feeling was like, I don't want to do this. I knew I shouldn't have done it tonight. But I guess I was sensing something big and evil was about to happen that, you know, there's no way around not feeling that. But I'm so glad I did it because I feel like I really did that. That really happened. And it wasn't just some like dream thing. And you don't dream when you're on ayahuasca. You're awake and your third eye is 100% open, and you're experiencing everything with your eyes closed right here as if your eyes were open. It's amazing. So that's the dread. Yeah, all of the trafficked children souls are lost. I just freed them and sent them love. Like, whoa, okay. I kind of can tell why I felt, pretty bad about that in the beginning. Now it makes sense. So I, come down off of it many hours later, and then, really thinking about what just happened. I was like, wow, like, did I really do that? Well, yeah, you did. Like it happened, and it wasn't a dream either. Wow, I did that. I did a meditation over a year later, and the kids' faces came in. I saw their little faces, and they're smiling, and they were happy, and they're like, "Oh, that's like that's the guy that freed us." Like, "Oh, there he is, there he is." Like they were telling their friends, "Come, look, there's the guy." Like that, there he is. And I'm like, in my mind, like, "Come closer. I see your faces. I see your faces. Come closer, come closer." And then more popped in, and they're like, "Ooh," like. And then I tell them, and this is a year later, 2020, and I tell them, we're getting, and I don't know where this even came from, but I was awake meditating. But what I said to them was, we're getting the world ready soon for your return to reincarnate, to live the lives you were supposed to live that you didn't have the chance to live because of what happened. That wasn't supposed to happen to you. And you're going to get to reincarnate into a new life, essentially, that's going to be incredible, awesome to live on Earth. But it's almost there. We're not there yet. It's getting soon. So just so you know, it's going to be great. Just a little bit longer, that kind of thing. And then off they went. And then I see the side profile, like that, of an Indian man with feathers. So I'm thinking this guy's a chief. And he didn't make any kind of gesture. It wasn't a smile. It was just a straight face, I remember. And he let me see his side profile with his feathers. And I thought, well, this guy'd be a chief. This guy, a big guy. And I tell Woo Dude about it, and he goes, "Oh no, I know who that is." And I go, "It's a chief?" He goes, "Nope, not a chief. You know who it is." I go, I can't think of anything. I mean, if I'm seeing feathers, I'm thinking chief. He goes, "No, you know who this is." He goes, "The shaman in the mountain that's pissed off about what happened to his people." I go, "Oh my God, that's him?" He goes, "Yeah, that's who that is." He goes, "He's just letting you know he saw what you did way back, a year ago, whatever, with those kids. Letting you know he saw what you did." So he goes, that's a good thing to get on his good side. You know how he is. He's mad at everybody. But he saw that. He just wanted to let you know he saw it. And I go, wow, that's incredible. Like, great. That's cool. So that was 2020. So here I am last night. I get this dream. Now, Spirit will put me somewhere in my old apartment complex where I grew up when it's one of those, I don't want to call it a lesson, but more of a, it's not a lesson, it's a, we're going to give you something tonight in this dream, and you better pay attention to it because it's important. How do I know it's important? Because we're putting you in your apartment complex. That is the key. That is the known thing that I've learned. When we put you in the apartment complex, it's important. Okay? Like, just pay attention. It's not just a dream. Like, you already know it's not a dream, but it's a more important dream. Like, just pay attention. So, the funny thing is, when I'm in that dream, any of these dreams, when it's at the apartment complex is always in the exact same shape, layout. Like, it's exactly as if I was there when I was a teenager, young teenager, and a kid. Even before I was a teenager. I grew up. I was there since I was like 5, I think, and stayed there till around 17, I think. Anyways, it's always like nothing changed. There's not some new thing there. It's like there's the apartment complex. Everything's in place just like it was. It's kind of strange, because some things, some dreams, they just, you're somewhere you recognize, but it's like this was there and that was there, and I don't remember that thing, but just stuff like that. Just interesting that it's perfectly like untouched. It's the way it was. So I'm on the west side of the apartment complex, walking down a sidewalk going north. And if you go north, there's a main road out that way. But around the center point of me walking down that sidewalk, it's more or less the northwest area, but I'm west of it, going north on the sidewalk, and the sidewalk is there just like it was back in the day. And then I'm coming up to an opening where the parking lot is, where cars can come in and park to get right to their apartments, and there's also a laundromat on that side too. There was 3 laundromats total at this place in different areas of the apartment complex. And I'm almost, not quite, but I'm almost to where the cars would come into the parking lot. And if I kept going straight, I would just walk over the asphalt, 20 steps or whatever, 15 steps. And then there's the sidewalk again. I just continue going north. And that's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. And before I get to the asphalt or the, whatever, I'm already sensing something's behind me. And I don't like the feeling. I don't like this thing behind me. Not getting a good feeling. Not getting a good vibe. So I just it's kind of close to me. Like, whatever it is, it's right behind me. And it's very quiet. And I get the sense that it wants me to know it's there, but I don't want to let it know that I know it's there. So I just kind of do a quick little over the shoulder, like little sneak peek. And it does, and it didn't see me look, so it doesn't know that I've seen it now. It's right behind me. And it is basically like a panther or, mountain lion, but I feel like using the word panther for some reason. And it's not like a full-size adult to me. Like, it's not the full size it should be, but it's big enough that it could certainly, maybe it could kill you. It could certainly hurt you really bad. But I didn't get the sense that it was there to hurt me. Like, it couldn't hurt me. It wasn't going to hurt me. It wanted my attention, and I don't want to give it the attention. I don't like the vibe. I don't like the feeling. I'm going to just pretend that it's not even behind me. I'm just going to keep walking and doing my thing. So I'm almost getting really close to getting onto that asphalt to make my right turn, because I'm like, I don't want to go straight. I'm going to turn right towards the laundromat and let this panther keep going straight. I'm not getting a good vibe off this thing. I don't like this thing. Yeah, I'm not scared of it. I know it can't hurt me, but it's not allowed to, almost, And so right when I'm about to turn, it takes his paw and just gently taps my left ankle, pop, like, hey, I need your, like, okay, this guy can't sense me behind him. Let me get his freaking attention. And it just taps me. No claws. Just a nice gentle tap. Clear as day. Something hit me. Okay. So now I'm slowed way down. I look over my shoulder and then kind of turn almost, maybe 90 degrees or so to really look at it. Not fully facing it, but close. And And I don't think I stopped walking either. I maybe just slowed way, way, way down to where I was just, you know, inching along or whatever. And I look at it. I don't say, what do you want? I just look at it like, okay, you got my attention. I just look at it. So it looks back up at me, sees that it got my attention, and it starts speaking to me, and its mouth is moving. It's talking English like a person. And it did appear to be a male voice. And it went on to tell me all of the things it did to the children. In a very calm and just matter of fact, with a bragging tone to it, what it did to the children. In about 2 or 3 sentences, it said what it needed to say. I wake up and I'm not allowed to remember. Spirit didn't want me to remember specifically what it said. Like, it didn't want to emotionally bother me with the details. But I know what it was about. I know what it told me. You know, like, it was what it did to the children. I know that. So it tells me this back in the dream. It, just matter of factly tells me what it did. Like, it was just no big deal and was bragging to me. It wants me specifically to know what it did to the children. It came into my dream space, my sacred space, my apartment complex, important place, like almost as if it snuck in like a panther to say, I'm on your turf, and this is a safe zone because I'm on your turf, and you're a shaman, young shaman, and ain't nothing you can do about it. But I just would like to tell you this. This is kind of the whole feeling of the vibe of this thing. And like, this is some additional knowledge I just kind of got without it being spoken, or I just knew this. So it finishes in 2 or 3 sentences. It tells me what it did, and as soon as it finished, and it was done speaking, I mean, within a second, my right hand's my strong hand. I grab that son of a bitch by the neck and squeeze it so hard that I can feel my fingers come around. Now think of the size of a panther's neck. Like, you might do this, that's about it, right? I squeezed that thing so hard, I had its entire neck in my hand, and squeezed to where I could feel my fingers closing back around, like this. I had so much strength in that hand, so much power. I just grabbed it by the neck and squeezed, and I saw its head start to balloon out like you would see a balloon if you squeeze a balloon. And the head starts expanding a little bit, turns like purple and red, and like it's got this look of shock on its face. And I swear it morphed from me doing that. It had a humanoid as I squeezed it and was sucking the life out of this thing by my death grip, which only took a few seconds. It had a humanoid type of face. Not human, per se. Humanoid type of face. So it was like I found it, I squeezed its true whatever out of it. And it had this look of absolute utter shock as it was, dead, dying. And what's going on here? Oh, go with mommy. Walk next door, ain't you? You're gonna go see the neighbor. Or just put them downstairs, put on TV for a second. I'm done in like a few seconds. So I squeeze this, the life out of this thing within seconds. But as that process is happening, it's looking at me in utter shock, like this can't be happening. This isn't allowed to happen. I'm in the safe zone of this guy's, shaman guy's safe space. This isn't like this. It's against the rules. Like, hey, this isn't supposed to happen. Like, and it's over. It's over. Sorry, you're dead. I just squeezed the life out of your neck, from your neck. But I saw it's morphing into a humanoid type of face. And I remember thinking humanoid. Why am I not saying human or person? Humanoid. huh. So is there a message in there that this children stuff is the dark one or ones who control certain humans, if you will, that make them, or they do it in worship of those people? Are those people that they worship, these bad people, are what they worshiping, ET-ish, bad ET-ish, or some call it a devil, whatever, I don't know. But it tried to stealth itself as a cat, panther, thinking, this is like safe zone. Nothing's bad allowed to happen here. I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. I'm gonna really upset this guy, and there's nothing he can do about it. And I'm gonna enjoy it so much to watch that guy's look on his face. I'm in his safe space. I'm at his apartment complex. This is like, I hacked into this son of a bitch, and he's just gonna have to listen to me tell him what I did, and I'm gonna get so much pleasure out of bothering this guy, only to find out, wrong. Donald Trump, wrong. Grabbed him by the neck, squeezed it down to nothing. Head starts popping out, turns into a humanoid face, look of utter shock because he can't believe this is happening. It's not supposed to happen. It's not allowed to happen, but it happens. Wiped out, gone, dead. I wake up. And I realize it's always been about this evil thing. The children with the politicians and the things that they've done, we know it's always been about the darkest, evilest things committed and done, which leads to the children. This is the biggest thing. If you wipe this out, everything else is going to come, with it. So I think Spirit is showing me, my interpretation, we are getting really close to wiping out that dark, deep state, whatever, entire thing in its entirety. It's about to be wiped clean of the earth in the near future. Now, I don't know what that means time-wise. Could it be, again, we're in January, and again, I've got 3 dates. The 6th was one of them. The next one's coming up soon, and then the third one is also coming up soon. In the word Congress, date 1, date 2, date 3. I don't know what the hell it meant. I asked Congress, is Dick Algire's remote viewing of Congress being removed? Most of them. Going to happen, and I didn't get a dream, but I woke up with that in my head. Spirit put it there. So, that was a few days ago. I don't know necessarily that's related to this, but it could be, because if those people are plucked out, that is the biggest, most powerful thing we could do to restore kindness and faith and everything back on planet Earth. Because those people who make all these damn decisions, who are many of them in done bad things, Peter Schiff, Biden's, the Clintons, and many others, you know that. That's where it starts. Wipe those people out as far as remove them from power, and we can change everything. We can start doing real investigations. Arrests can finally be made. You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking that dream last night, I just got it, woke up, and I'm like, let me do a video right away. I'm sitting in my bed, which is why I look a little weird right now. I'm like, my head's against the backboard of the bed. And I'm going, I think this is just a sign to tell everybody we're getting real close. And I squeezed the life out of that thing in its entirety, you could say. That thing represented all of the darkness we're talking about on Earth. And it thought it was safe, and it's still in control, and it's going to brag. Not only has it been doing what it's been doing, it's going to brag to us. Just like we saw on Twitter with Chrissy Teigen, or however you say her name. She had to remove her Twitter account because she was caught so badly bragging and posting about some of the child stuff she was doing. And, oh, I didn't mean that. Oh, but too late, you tweeted it. We got your old tweets, lady. Her account's now gone. So this thing wanted to do the same. It wanted to brag to me. There's nothing you guys can do. I'm going to just tell you this. I'm in your safe. Not only that, I hacked into your sacred space here to tell you this. But did it really? Because I choked the life out of it. I didn't think it was even allowed to happen, but it happened. And demolish this thing. It's over. It's gone. It's dead. The evil is dead. It's gone. It's going away. That's the point, I think, of the dream. It is coming soon. The stuff will be dealt with, which gives me good faith and hope for maybe the Congress situation, or however that's going to look ultimately. I think it was just, again, a shock to the evil doers that, oh my God, this really happened. Uh-oh. Just like the Congress would be shocked, like Dick Algar saw. Didn't see it coming, utter shock, disbelief, adjourning for the last time, loss of power, transfer of power, like utter shock was the Congress in his remote viewing session. And that's the same feeling that this thing had as I was choking the life out of it. Not only are you being stopped, you won't be able to continue because I'm choking the life out of you in my dream, this panther thing. It's over. And once you're gone, because it's almost like you're playing chess, right? This just came in. You're playing chess. You're trying to get the queen and the king, right? You got to get those last two pieces. And the only way for that darkness to get to me, to try to poke and brag to me, it had to send its king in disguise to get into my safe space at night. It's the only way it can get to me. So it took the gamble. We're going to forget the rest of the chess pieces. We can't get in with any of the chess pieces. We've got to use the king. But we'll disguise it as a panther. He'll never see it coming. And then we'll get to tell him everything we did to those kids and just really, really agitate them. Because we would just want to brag to him. There's nothing you can do about it. So they send in the king. I don't know it's the king yet. I get a bad feeling. Something's behind me. I don't know about this. I don't like it. Oh, I'm going to turn here. It taps me gently. Like, oh, I'm just a friendly little panther. Oh, hello. You know, what do you want? It tells me what it did to the kids. Completely unexpected what I'm hearing. Like, what does the thing just say to me? And I'm thinking, you know not who I am. Or apparently where you are. Because you're in my place. Welcome to my house. You don't have to slow down. Remind me of the movie Friday. Ice Cube's dad. I grab a dog and I choke him and I kick the shit out of him. Just bang, 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 foot up a dog's ass all day long. Because that's my pleasure. So, anyways, that's it. I think the message is just coming soon. Because if I'm getting a dream now, it didn't happen right now. And it certainly didn't happen previously. I'm getting a dream now because it's spirit saying, hey, something's coming soon. But soon could be a year. Soon could be 6 months. Soon could be weeks or days. I usually don't get the timing. I just get, here's the story. Let me share it or tell it or keep it to myself. It depends on what it is. And then I wait and see it happen. And they typically happen. So evil has a shock coming to it that it's not seen coming. And it's going to go away. It is defeated. And this is wonderful news. I just don't know how soon. But because I got a dream, it can't be too awfully long. Okay? So, there it is. And have a good day. Take care.